Hi, welcome back to the channel. And for this part of the build, we're going to be filming on location in my bathroom. We're just going to take the chrome off of these parts, and it just makes me sad because these parts are chromed just beautifully. I really can't say enough about how well this kit's made. But we have to knock all the chrome off for the car we're building, so we're going to start by cutting these up so they fit in here. Okay, and then this is how I like to strip chrome. I'm just going to take this liquid Drano liquid is what they call it. Liquid Drano, any sort of drain cleaner works. I've used every low budget version of this you can think of. Just fill that up. And then just let that sit just like that for a little while. Just keep double checking it every few minutes. And you should see the chrome just strip right off. So when that's done, we'll be back. Okay, so that didn't work very well, honestly. It kind of did what it should. You can see where it took a little bit of the chrome off, but it didn't really get all of it off. I'm assuming probably just better chrome. But it's okay. So we're just going to wash all this off. And it's simple, just rinse it really well. You'll feel the Drano come off of it. And that could be the other thing is but it's good enough. This will take primer. We'll be fine. We can scuff anything else we need to if anything really feels like it's make sure you get it all because you don't want any of that left on there. Just take it, blot it dry real good. And there we go. It's okay. It's not super bad. I do notice on this chrome that where it stripped it off, it left a little bit of a film, so I might be able to brush that off later. I don't know. I'll mess with it a little bit later. But just repeat that with these other two pieces. In some of these, it looks like I didn't even touch them. The back of these lights look brand new. But again, I don't know. It figures. I keep saying how nicely this kit is put together and how nice all the parts are made. It figures their chrome is like super duty. Okay, good enough to get working on though at least, so that wasn't a complete bust. And then here's my tip for you guys. Take the rest of this. Pour it in the sink, and then your wife will be happy that you come in and did this. So we're going to take all these parts back and we're going to go to the paint bench and we're going to get working on this. So I'll see you there. Hi, welcome back to the workbench. We're back after our semi-successful attempt at removing the chrome from the parts. It removed it enough to be what I wanted it to be. Definitely can start working on this. So, actually kind of glad that it didn't remove it completely, because I kind of want to show you how nice these parts really are. I'm going to show it on the wheel here. So on the actual cars, these were painted the gray. And then you had the center cap, which held it in place on the body. This is the spare tire. And that held it in place. And then you have the little arm here that tightened it all up to the bracket. And it's really pretty in the chrome. I bet this car would look really good if you painted it out of the box. And basically that's what it is. It's the black for the fenders and the running boards, and then the body was a different color. It was the gray color. You get an idea how good it looks just in bare plastic. But yeah, so if you've ever built a military model, this thing's not going to surprise you. You can see how the body's two different pieces, and then the frame and the chassis are all one, or the frame and the fenders are all one piece. You know, if this was an automotive one, they would have done that a little differently, I know. But it all goes together nice. And I mean, you can't beat the fit on it. Everything's just so precise. It just looks great. I'm so happy with it. So I already got a jump start on the body a little bit. I put the grab handles on here. They were chrome. I got the hood. I got the grill. Most of the chrome knocked off of that. It's all just going to be painted gray. In the Hogan's Heroes car, they just painted it gray. So I'm going to do the same thing. And on mine, I'm going to paint it this REL 7031, this blue-gray. Because that's kind of the feeling I get from it from the TV show, all the pictures I could find of it, and the way I remember it from the series. So that's going to be the body, the fenders, the hood, all the chrome. Like, they painted everything, and they did that for a reason. And it's because on set, you have a lot of lights, you have cameras, you have guys walking around in the back, and you don't want any of that reflected in what you're filming. And I think they chose... So one of the things I saw on a lot of the forums and stuff was a lot of people are complaining about how a lot of the German equipment that they depict in movies and TV, how it's just, it's too light, it's not the right color, it's, the camouflage is there's too much contrast between them. And honestly, they do that because you got to get stuff on camera and it's got to look like it's doing what it's doing. If you have a super dark gray car, it's not going to look good on film. So, you paint it a lighter blue or gray color, it's pretty, it sets out from the, if you remember the show, it was just the dirt grounds for the Stalag and then the wooden barracks, that was it. If you rolled in with a dark Panzer gray car, it wouldn't have really offset itself. And if you would have come in with a car that was black and tan or black and gray like this, and it was shiny and nice, it wouldn't have looked like a German military vehicle, and it wouldn't have, you would have ran into a problem with the lighting and the extras and the buildings and the cameras and all that reflecting in the paint and the chrome. So I think that's why they painted it the way they did. Plus, it looks cool, so I just want to mimic that. Like I said before, I love that show. I think it's great that I get the chance to build something that reminds me of it. So with that out of the way, let's put some of this stuff together, and I'll show you how this goes together, because it's actually pretty interesting. So the body, I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I figured out how to get it to go together kind of the easy way. And you gotta glue this in. Oops. Well, this actually serves a couple of different purposes on the kit. Now on the real cars, that just opened up, and it had a couple of big briefcases, and had a couple of big like suitcases that just fit in there. Which is funny because you got an 8,000-pound six-wheeled vehicle. I'm not 100% sure why anybody thought they really needed extra luggage space, but I mean the whole interior is nothing but seats, so it does kind of make sense. And then, like I was saying, with it being the military, you've got all this little stuff that goes with it. So you've got these. You got these grab handles. And then you're going to have these little pieces that clip on here. And I think they're supposed to be the locks that went on the side of these. Okay, and then I'll come back in and clean that mold line up there. Everything's really crisply molded, and everything just fits together so well. I mean, you can see where there's no real seam under there. So on this, they've actually designed it where that holds all the underframe stuff that goes on here, and then that's what clips the body together. Now the two-part body is interesting, but the way they molded it, I don't think you're ever going to see that. So the easy way of doing this is to just clip it together, and it's got these two pins on it, and they fit in here. So if you push one side in, and then push the other side in. Oops. A little glue. There we go. It's just going to clip right on there. And then do the same on the inside. And it's based in, I mean, you can't even really tell that was two pieces. And then it's got the convertible top, and that's covers like 99% of what's left of that seam. I mean, you're never going to see that. So that needs no work on that. That's basically done. And then you got the firewall. And again, if you're used to military models, this is not surprising. It does kind of turn into a three-hand project. You're trying to hold the firewall, and then you're trying to hold the body, and make sure everything lines up. It's good though. I mean, it's, again, I can't say enough about how well these things are molded. I mean, they're just so crisp and so nice. So I'm just going to stop there and let that dry for a second. Kind of line that up a little better. And yeah, that's it. I mean, like I said, it's that easy. It seems a little daunting with the body, but it really is that easy. Then we'll finish up these wheels, and I'll show you what's going on with those. So these are the front tires and wheel, or the front wheels, and then you got the tires, which are really beautifully molded too. No surprise there. And they're just two pieces, so it's basically just the wheel and then the hub. And we'll just put a little dab of super glue on there. A little bit more on the cap there. And that's what I like to do. I like to put the glue on something. The cap of my paint reduce, the paint thinner, the brush cleaner bottle is what I like to use. And then I can get it on there with these bamboo shoots. And then that just pushes in from the back. And there we go. And then that's ready for paint. And then we'll just put the wheel on it, and let's put the wheel with the tire, and then see how that goes together. And then they got the two more in the back, so it's pretty impressive. And then similar deal here. Dab of glue on that. Press it all the way in. That clips in like that, and then the tires goes on, and then they just set the fenders like that. And when you're putting these together, you don't really have to be super accurate with how that goes on, because they did kind of, I've seen pictures of that end in every position imaginable. So that's up to you. All right, so that's it for what I wanted to talk about with the body. Next up, we're going to be covering the motor. Well, here, let me do that now. So, as you can see, I actually already glued. Actually, I started looking it over and I was trying to get it ready for the filming, and I goofed up a little. And then I tried to fix the mistake. And then I ended up putting it together to try to figure it out. So, for some reason, the fan belt on this was super brittle. And when I pulled it out, it broke. So I painted the pulleys. That's going to have the fan that goes on it, so I didn't paint the face of that. So I tried to get it all put together, and then I ended up just painting the engine. So it looks really good. Just BL3 semi-gloss black. Did a little bit of detail work with some silver. Everything else is steel. That I actually sprayed over with some red primer to make it a little rusty looking, just to look like it had been driven a little bit. And then I cleaned up the pulleys, made them round, did it with all-clad chrome. And then I have this black stretchy string, and I'm going to make a fan belt out of that. And that I'll actually show in my next video. So I'll show that in the next video. We'll get the fan glued on, and then I'll talk a little bit about all the other stuff that I got to do to get this thing going. I hope you like this video. If you want to know anything more about how they call them production cars, TV productions, movie productions, but if you want any more information on what they did with painting those and stuff, you can just Google movie cars. There's a couple of websites that come up. If you look up the General Lee, there's a very good video on there about what they've actually done to that poor car to make it screen ready, and how they used to just push them in to get them ready for the show. And that's really when it comes to the production cars, that's all it is. It's just, the show must go on, and we need the vehicle on set, and it needs to be like that. It needs to be seen, needs to be running, needs to do whatever, needs to do whatever its part is. So it's interesting stuff. You can Google it. If you want any more information, leave a message, leave a comment at the bottom of this video, and I'll be happy to talk about it a little bit more in the next video. That's all I really have for this one. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.